Welcome back, guys, this is the Raw Geek here. So in this video, the third of four, I'm going to try and work out how to make the power switch work. Most of the other stuff is done physically, but there will be some sort of soldering and stuff like that needed for this one. If you've not watched the other two, go do that. So yeah, let's get into it. Right guys, again we fast forwarded to the future. So yeah, the retro console is looking a little bit like that, and since the last one we're talking about trying to maybe get the power switch to work. What we're going to do instead, because it's a little bit tricky and a bit clunky and lots of programming involved, we're going to use a low-tech solution instead. So I looked online and found this, which as you can see is the micro SD connector bit. It's got a little switch and it goes to USB, so you just need a USB type plug. Anyone should be enough power, to be honest, and so hopefully that means that when it's plugged in, just use the switch to turn it on and off again, rather than have to go through rigmarole trying to reboot it and all this kind of crazy stuff, or leaving it on all the time or something like that. Right, so here's the guts of the thing, and you can see it's all glued in. Remember last time? It's got a bit of extra little strands on there for a laugh. Why not? So we're going to plug this into here and give it a little test just to see if the switch works. So, oh yeah, it clicks in quite nicely. And I've actually got under my TV entertainment unit a load of plugs anyway, and one of which has a spare USB port, so I'm just going to use that for now rather than take things out. It'll be a bit easier. Make sure it goes in. So that should be getting enough power. So then let's try and turn it on. So I'm going to press the button on the lead. Oh, we have life! See that? That will now be doing its boot sequence. I'm going to have to rather rudely just interrupt it, which isn't the best thing to do, but test purposes I'm going to have to. And it goes back off again. So that is a super low-tech solution. Taking this out of the equation altogether, just going to do it like that. And then the next thing, guys, is the LED that we were talking about. Now, my friend soldered this pretty much together. So, what do you need?
A resistor?
You need a resistor. It just goes to the end of a normal LED, which you saw before, soldered together, shrink wrapped by the looks of it, or some kind of device, was it? Shrink wrapped it? Shrinked it around there. See, I kind of know what I'm talking about. And that goes to this 2-pin connector here. And then on the board, I believe it goes to, what, the second one?
From here, this end.
Second one in that end.
I believe, but try it out.
Let's just try and give it a go. That's on. So will it work first time? Will it blend? Oh, it's a bit dark. It's on. Oh, no, that's pretty good actually. That's alright. So to get it where we want it, which is basically there, we are, well, just first of all we sellotaped it just temporarily to see if it closed and that kind of thing. And like you saw, it wasn't like super bright, but it was good enough. If it's sideways, it's not so good. So we do want it pointing, which is why we tested it out. We're now just going to actually hot glue that in so it's a bit more permanent. So we're going to try and fill around the LED, not too much underneath it, because it'll make it dark, although obviously it is clear, so it won't be too bad. So I'm just going to get it round here. Okay, cool. Just going to make sure it still works. So yeah, that's in there now. Plugged it back in. Put a little bit of tape on the side here, try and keep this cable out of the way a bit. But yeah, it's in there, and it does still work by the looks of it. Yes. So it should close as long as you keep the cable out of the way somewhat. Should still close. It does. And then this would be in the TV unit. You'd reach in. It's a bit annoying that it's at the back, but it kind of had to be. You'd reach in, you'd press it on, and you can see it goes on. And I think that's pretty cool. Right, well I was umming and ahhing about what to do with the power switch, and we were going to use this little USB thing. It's got a little button on it. so that, because basically it has to be connected to a power supply all the time, but you don't really want that. So I was thinking, oh, the switch is good enough, and it is. But actually, we're going to try and make use of this power switch because these wires are intact. This is the original switch, and we're going to basically we're taking this. This is what's attached to the board, which goes to this. We're stripping out the wires so we can get to the connections, so we can basically hook them up to this and make it work. So we need a soldering iron to do it properly. You might not have one, obviously. And you don't have to do this, but it's just something we think would be quite cool. Obviously be careful with your fingers, guys, but we just don't really care about things like that. Well, we do, but we just get silly. Don't do what we do! And then we're just going to take the mothers out of it as well, just so this isn't exposed, obviously, because you don't want that exposed anymore. Okay, I mean, nothing's going to happen to it really, but it's just to neaten up a bit. So tape all them together. Love that one. So we're going to test it out, guys. I've got my spare port for USB there. So that's now powered up, and it's going to the switch as well. But we should see a light go on. Let's get this around there. The light is just here. Wonder if it's already set up. There you go. That light flashed up briefly. That one's on. So I think that's just residual power, isn't it?
That's on.
Oh, so, oh, this. Oh, yeah, that's the controller. I wonder if that. I think when that plugs in, I reckon that goes on. When it detects a controller to it, I think that'll go on. Anyway, as you can see, guys, got the light there. And yeah, so if we were to, well, yeah, good point. You can show that it does turn off like that. So you can have it off. So basically, it's always on, and then you can manually put this on if you want it to have it on, and you can also use this switch. So it's up to you, but basically that should turn it off. So I'll leave that switch on like that, and then use the one on the front. But you know, it's up to you if you have it always on or not. You could have this direct there. You don't need the switch anymore, but it's long enough cable, so that's what I'm using. It's just options basically, but you don't need the switch anymore if you're going to use this one. And then if we plug this light in, take that please, plug it in. So that's the top of the console.
I don't know which way around it is though.
Yeah, it could be right, it could be wrong.
That's right.
Let's see that. Flip it up. So, is it the right way around? Yes, it was. And like I say, remember last time it wasn't. It's not that bright, but it's good enough. Shows that it's on. When it's in the dark hole there, it'll be a bit lighter as well. And there you go. We've got a console, and if that's clicked on properly, oh, it's just gone off. Oh, did you turn it off, did you?
No, this probably because that was in the off position.
Ah, it was in the off position. Yeah.
Pushed it on.
Okay, so that's on, and then this should work. It does. It goes off, and then it should go back on, and it does. Pretty cool. It's like working as it's meant to. Nice. So yeah, the console switch is working. It turns it on and off. The LED goes on. It's not as bright as I would have liked originally, but actually I'm really happy with how it is. I'm not going to bother getting either a different LED or work out a different resistor. I think it's good enough for what it does, especially because it's going to live in a TV entertainment unit. I really like the way it's turned out. Just to prove that it works, here you go. Oh, it's not plugged in. So yeah, in the next video is going to be the bit that a lot of you might have been waiting for, and that is how to get RetroPie working on the Raspberry Pi board. In other words, how to like start playing games and stuff. And I think that about do it for this one then, guys. So guys, if you like that, please click like, make sure you're subscribed for more videos like this, and I'll see you on the next video. And until then, remember, use soldering irons responsibly. If you're in America, you'd say use soldering irons responsibly, but that's not how you spell the word. Okay, bye. Guys, if you're still here, you're awesome! But as you are still here, why not check out some of my other videos? Oh, and if you haven't already, please click subscribe. Laters, haters.